There are four main external factors that influence your businesses. And we've talked about customers or consumers and their trends. And that's the third one right here. We're going to use an example of fast food. Fast food is a really great example because it constantly changes and adapts to what customers are wanting, but also different factors like the economy, government, and corporate citizens. So, for instance, let's talk about the economy. COVID did a really interesting thing, forcing a lot of businesses to change how they reacted and in different ways. The first way was through the government, which we will get to, but the second way was through the economy when people weren't spending money. The economy is just money moving from one place to another. So, for instance, a business collects money from a customer. That money then goes to pay the employees. The employees then go out and they purchase things from other businesses, and the cyclical process continues. Economy is how is money moving throughout the economy from business to customer to employee. So when we have things like people stop buying because they have no money, like we saw during COVID, that's a really big deal. Lots of people began eating in as well because they didn't have enough money to eat out or because they couldn't eat out because the restaurants were closed down. So the economy really is about the money flow piece and how people had a lack of money. So we weren't purchasing a lot of wants at that time as a society. We were purchasing more of our needs. Then the businesses had to respond not only to the economy closing down and people stopped spending money, but at the same time, the government shutting down the restaurants. I mean, fast food restaurants were limited to being, just a drive through or a pickup order. Not only that, but you had a lot of local restaurants that really struggled with that because they were normally a sit down type of style restaurant. So, how did they respond to the government reaction so that they could then create change? What's also important is that government doesn't just come through during crisis times like COVID, but like for instance, when we go to McDonald's now, there isn't really big sizes anymore. And maybe the FDA or Food and Drug Administration decides that something shouldn't be on a menu or isn't approved to go on a menu. So the government does get involved in different ways, not just through the food industry, but through all industries. Think about like OSHA regulations and worker safety regulations, construction regulations. Anytime anybody's going to do any form of construction, they have to get permits and those kinds of things. That's the government being an external factor for that business. Then, of course, we have consumer trends. What are consumers actually wanting? And corporate citizens. And those sometimes work hand in hand. It depends. But for instance, McDonald's and the fast food industry made a really big change about 15 years ago where they started having healthier options. So again, you didn't see the XXL size of a drink anymore. It's not available anymore. And an extra large isn't available at Taco Bell anymore because they realized we're offering too big of sizes. Not only that, but they all started offering healthier options, especially to children, like apple slices, yogurt, salads, milk, all those kinds of things. And that's part of the process of consumers wanting that, but also that as a corporate citizen of the company, they wanted as an industry to be changed to be more desirable by the good citizens. So people were wanting to see healthier options. So when we talk about external factors, the question is, how does a business have to change and react when either the economy slows down or speeds up, people are spending more money or spending less money, the government gets involved and puts in a new regulation or policy, consumers change what they want, and corporate citizens want something that is more sustainable and better for our environment or our people or something to that nature. So, how must a business respond to those things?